Hello, we're back. Greensboro Viewmaster is back. We're with Mark Robertson, my good buddy. We go back all the way to elementary school. Hard to believe, but yeah, we do go way back and lived in the same neighborhood, virtually the same neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Different place now, all built up. It used to be the country.
That's right.
Countryside. But Mark is here today because he knows a little bit about everything. And I wanted to get his take on how the textile industry in Greensboro has helped shape the character of Greensboro. And that's a bit of an abstract question. So we may wander around that a little bit, but that's where we're headed.
Wow.
Your thoughts?
You're going to get me.
Do you wear textiles?
I occasionally do.
And how do you feel about them?
It's a necessary evil.
You know, the Wrangler store is an interesting thing because it's been here a long time. And I remember as a kid, like being able, like going down to Blumenthal's.
Yeah.
All right, you know Blumenthal's.
Oh, sure.
And now, I don't guess that was a factory outlet store, but they sure had a lot of jeans.
No.
And it was a cool place.
Yep, down by the railroad tracks.
And you probably didn't know this, but the big sign at Blumenthal's where, like, if you buy X amount, you get a carton of cigarettes.
Yeah.
That's in the Historical Museum. Yeah, they saved it. It's kind of nuts.
Things
I like
were
it.
different.
Yeah, I miss that store.
Well, I don't think many people in Greensboro, we have a lot of transplants. The Northeast, particularly a lot of people from Northeast are down here. And I don't think people really, the middle class and up, don't really remember that this actually was a mill town.
Yeah.
That was the basis of the town.
Yeah.
And there were, I don't know exactly, but somewhere between 3 and 5 prominent mill families ran the town. And you still see remnants of that. Those families and the people who married into those families are still have an imprint on the city of Greensboro. But we were a mill town. It does create a different kind of personality a little bit. And I guess maybe in this day and age, it doesn't sound like a great heritage. You know, you'd rather be Silicon Valley or something.
Well, maybe something techie
But having it to where you've got 4 or 5 companies in town, and that's pretty much all the work there is, unless you're doing agriculture. But that is our beginning, and we had the resources, we had the water, and so we were one of the early mill towns in Greensboro.
Well, of course, the Cone family has had a big impact on Greensboro over many decades. And there are Cones now that are, not in Greensboro, live elsewhere. And I heard this story about the photographs that ended up at the Historical Museum, I don't know, 5, maybe 10 years ago now. But one of the Cone heirs found these beautiful photographs in storage or what have you, put away in their attic or put away, and realized that they had historical importance and brought them and gave them to the Historical Museum. And I was lucky enough to go over there and go through them. And there are photographs of like 4th of July picnics that the mill would put on for the employees. And the tents go, 50 yards of tents with food and lemonade, all draped in red, white, and blue bunting. I mean, it was a shindig. And those photos, if you want to learn about the life of the city back in the day and how the city really was formed, it was formed around these mill villages, these communities, and in large part, the owners took quite good care of the employees. And you can drive around Greensboro now and you can see these little sections of houses, rows of houses, mill houses that were built at that time.
Well, the Cone family, they were, I guess you would say it's a little unique. They took an interest in what is the job of a major employer, and they were very deliberate about it. And so the Cone family, which was essentially is a Jewish family, but they built churches for their workers, Protestant churches, and Cone Hospital. Anybody that lives around here knows the Cone healthcare system, and so they were very deliberate in looking after the community. And they, I don't know if every experiment they did worked out well, but they they were definitely very deliberate and had made a conscious choice to involve themselves in the life of the community. And we don't think that's too terribly rare maybe now, but that was pretty amazing for the time, to be honest. So, yeah, they left their mark on the town, and I think they're fairly proud of what they've done here.
Yeah, and I think the city is proud of that heritage. I really do. It's that, textiles, and tobacco.
Yeah.
Really that are sort of hallmarks, industrial hallmarks, or heritages of cities like Greensboro and a number of southern cities, actually. So, on a related but kind of weird note, did you ever go to Yancey Bow in downtown Greensboro? Or any of those
clothing store?
Yeah, those old men's stores.
Yeah. Yeah, Yancey-Bow, and there was a...
What was the other one? I'm just bringing that up because as a young person, there was something just about, those goods, those beautiful shirts, in particular because I remember the shirt, the way they displayed shirts at Yancey-Bow. That was the way I made contact with textiles as a young person.
Well, if you're looking back at that time, I remember the alpaca sweater phase,
yeah.
And the Nettleton
craze.
shoes.
Right, and the farmers, at Kaiser anyway, back in the day, the farmers' coats, the denim field coats.
Field coat.
How in the world that became a fashion fad, I just do not know.
And of course, I also remember the wingtip shoes, but they had to be like way bigger than you were. It looked like your feet looked like they were that big,
Like skis.
Yeah, it was really crazy.
Yeah, so you gotta go skiing.
But,
So, all right, we're just kind of losing our way down memory lane here, but I did want Mark to chime in on the whole question of Greensboro's character and how the textile industry helped develop that character. So we're going to do a real quick changeover, and we'll be right back.